Hello, and welcome to the evening of February 8th. I'm not really sure what vlog I will be putting this in, but this is about the time of night where all three babies want to be held. So I have Isabel here, I have Amelia here, little man right there. And yes, this is about the time of night where I'm trying to get them back down to sleep because they've had a very long day. Today was really, really nice. It was like 70-ish degrees. So I had the doors open all day. I had the bedroom window open. They actually did sleep for a little bit over 3 hours, about 3 hours and 5 minutes in the bedroom in their pack and play. So yay. After about a good half an hour of crying from Trenton and Isabel's part. Well, little man cried for about a half an hour, only because he was so tired. I mean, like his eyes were so red that he was so tired, and he is producing real tears, and it's so sad. But at that point, he did not want to be held. He did not want to be held. He did not want to pacifier. He was so tired that he just wanted to be. I didn't know what to do because sometimes when they get really tired, I can hold them like this. I can hold them like this, and they will go to sleep like she is. Well, actually, she's wide awake right now. But other times, they get to a point where they just don't want it to be held. They don't want a pacifier. They don't want a blanket. They don't want anything. They're just too tired to even care. Um, at that point, you just have to let them cry. I know I just mentioned this, but it's really hard. It's getting a little bit easier to kind of let them cry because then they kind of self-soothe. But, when you listen to them cry for that long, it wasn't a half an hour straight. It was like off and on. I mean, he'd fall asleep, then he'd wake himself up. Um, right now, he is comfortable. He is out, probably because he had a cry session earlier today, and that always wears him out. Um, But yeah, that's pretty much what I have. Dinner in the oven right now. I made a dump meal. It smells so good. The dogs have been barking for off and on for about 2 hours because I think, either the neighbor's dog or the neighbors across the pond are doing something, so they keep running outside barking and sort of waking up the babies. The babies flinch, but mostly they just kind of sleep. It's Isabel here. Is wide awake. Yes, you are. I don't know what she's staring at. Look at this, guys. Look. Ooh. See. Yes. I'm wide awake. I know this is horrible lighting, but I'm trying to keep it dim in here so they can sleep. What you guys missed earlier is that I had fed. Little man woke up around 4 or 5, fed him. He wanted to go right back to sleep. He actually fell asleep while I was feeding him, so I put him in the bassinet and, yes, Miss Thing. Put him in the bassinet. He fell right to sleep. Then the girls woke up, fed them, and they wanted to be wide awake, so I put them in their chairs and I put on Thomas the Train for them. And they watched it for a good, I think they're like 10 or 15-minute episodes, so they're not very long episodes. So I put that on, and they watched about a good hour's worth of that while I finished the laundry, cooked dinner, and did the dishes. So they gave me an hour of watching TV. I know they say don't put babies in front of the TV. But honestly, we live in a world where you're going to put your babies in front of the TV. And I had to find something that was kid friendly. And I don't feel like rehooking up my DVD player, not my DVD player, my Xbox right now to put the Baby Einstein in it. So I just put on Thomas the Train. It's on Netflix, so that's fine. Thomas the Train is weird now. It's not the same as it used to be, but I had to find the most baby. I could have found Coco Melon if I really wanted to, but it worked. It worked. They were quiet. They liked it. And now she's almost asleep. So that's about how my day went. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out how to do a day in my life with triplets because it's interesting. Not very much goes on though, to be honest. That's why I'm not sure how to film a day in my life with triplets because, basically we wake up, I feed them, then I put them back down either in their chairs or in their bassinet or on the couch here with a pillow. And I go and I get the house stuff done, whatever I need to do. Or if it's in the afternoon, I will put them in their bassinet for an afternoon nap. And then I did take a nap today. And then it's repeat. And then the evening, this is what we do. And yeah, and then by the time Jim comes home from work, it'll be about time for them to go to bed. So, I'm not really sure. So, I'll film it and I can edit it. I probably will edit that one. What I was gonna say is their peds appointments. So my last vlog, they're supposed to go to the peds yesterday, right? We get all the way there, and the lady at the front desk says that their health insurance is not switched over. So I was very angry, not at the health insurance, at the pediatrician. Because when we went for Trenton's hearing test in January, because it was supposed to be in March, they got bumped up because they had a cancellation. Thank God they had a cancellation and it got bumped up. But they said that their insurance was switched over because it was Healthy Blue. So if they said it was switched over and they approved it, then obviously. But for some reason, Healthy Blue did not put their pediatrician as their primary. So I have to call them probably tomorrow because they were supposed to get their shots, their 2-month-old shots. I don't want them to get behind. So what I ended up doing today is calling Pender County Health Department and asking them if I could switch to them. They don't have a care pediatrician right now. They're in between pediatricians, but they do have a well care nurse who is out until Monday. However, we can do a walk-in for their shots because any of the nurses, I guess, can do the immunization. I can't even say that word. Shots. So between 8 and 11 a.m. Kitty. So that's probably what I'll end up doing. Do not go in that basket. Hey, don't you dare go in that basket. Don't you look at me like that. They never sleep in those bassinets. Look at this. I don't know. Yes, you. What are you doing? You're going to sleep on that pillow. Hey, come on. You have this whole thing. Sanka. Come here. Don't be a butthead. Anyways, so pediatrician, between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m., they can do a walk-in for their shots. So I'll probably end up doing their walk-in for their shots. Unfortunately, the health department, for some reason, only does 2 kids at one time. So even if I did switch them there, they'd have to do 2 babies on one day and then 1 the next day, which I think is really, really stupid because we have triplets. I might ask them when we go in for their shots and say, well, since we have triplets, why can't we just do it all at once as opposed to 2 different days? I don't know if that's like a policy thing. I don't know if that's like, I don't know, but I think it's kind of stupid. Triplets are rare. And those who have more than 2 kids, you don't want to come on 2 different days. I don't know if that's because of time limits. They don't want let's say 3 plus kids to come in and then take up 3 hours if other people need to be seen. I don't know. But basically, they can't get in to be switched over until March. Well, that's another thing I was angry about the pediatrician because even though I know that their WellCare, their insurance has been switched over, then even if I call let's say, if I would have called today, I didn't call the insurance today. My ADHD and spaced off. I know. I should actually care about my kids, but I was more concerned about getting their shots than their insurance right now because they have insurance. They just don't have the insurance that's covered by the main pediatrician, which is stupid. It's Medicaid. I don't know why Medicaid is stupid and being switched over. I have no idea. I don't know if you guys in other countries, but if you guys have insurance for babies, if you don't have insurance for babies, if you are in the States and you have Medicaid and you're having this problem with your kids being switched over or their pediatrician, I don't know, leave a comment because this is just ridiculous. My point is that yesterday, they said even if I called today, whatever, for the WellCare, they won't be seen until March 1st. So I'm like, you told me to call February 1st to book a doctor's appointment. I waited till February to book a doctor's appointment. So I called before February 1st to make sure their insurance was switched over. So, and I called on February 1st. When I did call, it was switched over. It has them as their primary pediatrician. However, I don't know. I'm so angry with this pediatrician. It was the hospital who recommended them or the hospital that booked them. So what I'm going to end up having to do is call around to pediatricians, find out who takes Medicaid, call the insurance company, find out if it actually is legitimately switched over, even though I know his hearing test was paid for. So I'll have to figure that out because I don't want them to go to this pediatrician, to be honest. It's in Wilmington. It's not that far away, but I mean, I'd rather them go to the health department. Now, if we have to have 2 different days for the babies to go, that's fine, whatever. I think it's kind of stupid, too, because we have to bring all 3 of them into the doctor when we go. So, I mean, 2 babies are going to get seen. I mean, we can't leave 1 baby at home unless Jim takes, like, 1 or 2 of them by himself. But that's just stupid because we'd have to bring all 3 of them in. And that's what I mean. If people have other kids, like if you have 3+ kids and, you know, you're the only parent to bring them in, like, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's stupid, but whatever. I'll have to ask them. I don't know if it's a staffing thing. I don't know if it's because the health department here in Pender County is really small. We'll figure it out. But that's where we're at today. Like I said, I don't know where I'm going to put this part of the vlog. It is Wednesday. I might start weekly vlogs again. That's where I'm at right now because I'm just so angry at the pediatrician. I'm so angry at them. Like, it's ridiculous. And you would think, I understand that they can't be seen unless they're insured. But it's like, who cares? Like, let them be seen. Just bill us. What, we're supposed to pay that day out of pocket? Why don't you just bill us? And then we'll figure out the insurance later. I mean, personally, you would think that they would do a bill me. Even if we had to pay $40 that day, I would have paid $40 that day and then been billed later. That's another thing. When I do go to the health department, I have to find out about the sliding scale because if me and Jim are not married and they go by my income, I don't have an income. So hopefully they will have no copay, if not the lowest copay. I don't know. I just realized that now. I also want to switch to Pender County Health Department because of the dentist. There is a dentist there, which, speaking of that, I do have to call for me to check out their dentist. And Jim wants to get his teeth done, so I probably should. She is so out cold, you guys. Oh, and this one's smiling over here. All right, I'm going to let you guys go on that note, but that's what I'm working with today. I might talk tomorrow or whenever, but that's for today's vlog. All right. Okay, this is February 9th, which is a Thursday, and I know this is a weird angle, but it took me probably since 2 p.m., it's 5 p.m. now, to get the triplets to sleep. I had to give plasma today, so Mom fed them. I came home, changed them right away. They wanted to sleep, tried to put them down, and I can't put the binkies and hold their binkies in their mouth, all 3 of them. Cannot. I can't hold all 3 of them because they're getting to the point where I can't, like, they're not little anymore. They're little still, but they aren't little enough for me to actually hold all 3 of them. They needed to wait till 4 to actually eat a bottle. Why didn't I just feed them? Because Mom just fed them while I was in plasma. So, like, they literally ate like an hour and a half prior to them, like, you know, stirring. Trenton alone, is still beyond tired, didn't want to be held, did not want his binky, didn't want his blanket, didn't want anything. I tried to walk him outside to get some fresh air. Even the doors are open, the windows are open. Well, the one window is open in the bedroom, but tried to calm him down. He would not calm down. So I let him cry for a good hour. Yeah. He cried for about an hour and 5 minutes. Then at 4 o'clock, I fed them, changed them, put them back in the bed, and yeah, it took me 3 hours? 3.5 hours to finally get them to calm down. This is life with triplets. And you can hear my voice, I'm really annoyed because I gave plasma. I haven't eaten yet at all because I didn't have a chance to because they're screaming so fucking loudly. Our internet now is out because the bill's past due. So without having internet service and dealing with screaming babies, I just, yeah. It's so frustrating. I know, like, one baby is, I know this is a horrible angle, but I was going to take a nap. But no, I know one baby crying is hard. But when you have three, and they all want to be held, they all want their binkies at the same time, they all want to be fed at the same time, they have dirty diapers. I mean, it's like you're one fucking person. And it's so hard. And especially when they're screaming at the top of their lungs as if they're, like, being, like, I don't know, burned alive or something. It's like, dude, it's not that serious. I get it. You're tired. Basically, what it came down to is the fact that they're so overly tired. Like, they are so beyond tired that they are getting to the point where they are just too cranky. And no matter what I was doing, I mean, I didn't sound like this. I just put them down. So, like, the past half an hour trying to change them, I sounded like this. But for the first, like, from when I got home till probably about, like, what, 4:30, something like that, I was trying desperately hard to figure out how to calm them down. And it's impossible sometimes. It's literally impossible sometimes. And one of them is going to start crying again. But I'm going to let them cry because I can't go back in that bedroom. I put them in the bedroom. I put them on the bed, in the middle of the bed. I have pillows all around them so that it's not like they can go anywhere. Why did I put them on my bed? Because it's comfortable and I didn't feel like bending down in a pack and play. So if you hear one of them scream in the background, that's Isabel. And it's 5 o'clock. Jim comes home around 7, but like between 7:30 and 8. We'll say about 8:30 he'll be home. And their next bottle will be about 7. So if they cry for 3 hours, fine. I had to hook up my hotspot on my phone, put it in the window, and I'm watching YouTube, or trying to, because I need to drown them out. And this is where parents, seriously, especially mothers, right now I'm putting this out there, mothers, or single fathers. I'm not ruling out single fathers because there are a lot of single fathers who deal with this too. I just watched that movie, Fatherhood. I can't remember the actor's name in it right now. I can't remember the actor's name in it right now, but Fatherhood is a good movie. His wife dies, and he has to raise his daughter all by himself. So, and, you know, she's crying a lot, and he doesn't know what to do. My point is, when you get this frustrated as parents, and I know this, this is where it gets to a danger level for a lot of parents, especially first-time parents, where, like, the people say shaken baby syndrome because you tend to want to do this. I'm not saying I did this. No, I did not. I know better. I've never shaken a baby. I've never shaken any of my babies. If anything, I will pick them up and hold them tightly to my chest because it's like swaddling them. I don't like hold them too tight to where they're being smothered, but I hold them tight enough as if they're being swaddled. That's as best as I can do. But it's like you tend to get so frustrated. And that's why I'm out in the living room right now and not in the bedroom because I cannot be around them. I have such a migraine headache. I haven't eaten. You're supposed to eat after plasma. I had no time. Yes, I could have taken 5 minutes out of my day to eat food and leave them in the bedroom screaming their heads off. But I'm not that person. I don't know how Jim does it. But then again, he doesn't let them cry. They're at the age now where they can self-soothe. I'm at the point now where I got so desperate because they're so beyond tired and they're so cranky. We have baby melatonin that I know you're supposed to ask the doctor or pediatrician or whatever if they can have it. Honestly, it's melatonin. It's safe. I put 1 drop to 4 ounces of formula, maybe 2 drops at the most. I mean, that's like almost nothing. So for the first half hour, they're going to scream bloody murder because they're fighting that sleep then. They're fighting the melatonin. So not only are they crying because they're overly tired, but then they're crying because they're making themselves upset and they can't soothe themselves. Then they get to a point where I can't soothe them. And they cry even more because all they want is to be comforted by me. But then they can feel me getting frustrated and upset that they cry more. And so now that they're quiet, they're all fed and they're all changed. They all had poopy diapers, which I understand that's why they're crying. I mean, they got poopy diapers as I was feeding them because I felt the poopy diapers or I smelled them as they were, but they're safe. They're warm. They have plenty of fresh air. They're so cranky. And these are the moments that I've logged because I want to put this out there, especially for any person dealing with mental health or just in general. For anybody who has first time parent or who has multiples or is pregnant with multiples, twins, triplets, quads, whatever. Remember that when you get frustrated, it's okay to let them cry. They're a little over 2 months now. They are perfectly fine to cry themselves asleep. I hate doing it, but at the same time, I've got to put myself first for my own sanity. And I think this is the second or third time I've done that since they've been home. I don't know if they were in their car seat too long. I don't know if it's because they didn't finish their bottles while they were in the car seat. My mom was feeding them, obviously. It wasn't like I was feeding them while I was in plasma, but it's like dealing with the fact that I don't have internet on top of screaming babies. It's just, yeah, on top of not eating after plasma. I had a protein bar before plasma, and I'm trying to drink a lot of water. I am so tired, not from giving plasma, just in general. I mean, obviously I'm tired just in general, but I'm laying down and I've needed to lay down. I was going to lay down in the bed with them. Like right now I could. But I just plugged my laptop into the living room, so I'm not about to get back up and go in there. And they're sleeping, so I don't want to disturb them. But it's like, after plasma, I was getting dizzy and lightheaded, which is a symptom, which means I need to eat. Duh. But I was trying to calm them down. I know that they say take care of yourself first, because if you don't take care of yourself first, you can't take care of your babies. But honestly, I was just trying to get them to be quiet, because if they gave me 10 minutes of quiet, I could have scarfed down anything in 10 minutes. I mean, I'm a fast eater when I need to be, but I was so focused on getting them to sleep because I knew they were tired. I mean, you could tell by their cries that they were just tired. It was Trenton mostly, because when he gets upset, him and Isabel, when they get tired, they do not calm down. Isabel can calm down if you hold her, but Trenton gets to a point, kind of like I do. When I get overly tired, you can't calm me down once I get going. Once I get going, it takes me forever to calm down. That's why I gave him, all three of them, some melatonin, because I had no choice. I mean, hold one of them till they calm down and put them to sleep. I tried that. Oh, I tried everything. I tried to hold two of them at one time and then put them down. But while I was holding two of them, they would start crying because they heard the third one crying. So today it was just after plasma. That's where I'm at right now. I just want to put this out there and say, when you get like this with babies, just remember, don't shake your baby. Never shake your baby. It's okay to scream, not at your baby, but go out to a different room and scream. Because I went outside and screamed, which was kind of funny because I'm pretty sure my neighbors were like, what the fuck? But my neighbors are shooting their guns off, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I mean, it gets to a point where I took a pillow, we'll be honest, because I didn't really want my neighbors to hear me, because I didn't want them to text me and say, oh, what's going on? Do you need help? Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I just screamed in a pillow. I let it all out. But I do know when I get like this, personally, I have to, just stay like, because I'll get too much. And I think that's with every parent, any parent out there, not even parent, just any like guardian, anybody who's taking care of an infant, whether it's one or multiples, you get to a level where you just can't do it. And it's hard. So on that note, they're quiet. It's 5 o'clock. Well, it's 5:06 right now. I really want a nap, but I also really want some food. So I'll probably eat first. By the time I actually eat something, I will have calmed down enough. So by the time they wake up around 7, whenever, to eat, I'm just hoping that they didn't cry themselves to a point where they'll sleep through their 3-hour feeding, which is fine. I'm going to let them sleep as long as possible. And I'm really hoping that they did not cry too much to where they now won't sleep tonight. because they were too upset during the day, if that makes any sense. I guess we'll find out. But I think, if I remember right, I think Jim said he is off tomorrow. I really have no idea. And it's weird though, because I swear I feel like they only do this when Jim goes to work, because they know that I can't hold all three of them, and I can't feed all three of them. I can't change all three of them. I can't hold their binkies in their mouth all at the same time. I think they do this on purpose. I think they conspire against me to make me go crazy. I know they're babies. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't know. But on that note, that's for today's vlog. Took me 3 hours to calm them down, but they're calm. And I'm going to take this opportunity, even if they give me 1 hour of quiet time, if just 1 hour of quiet time, I will be happy. But before, when they would start to go to sleep, they'd wake up in 10 minutes and start screaming again. I'm like, dude, I'm like, oh my God. And it's just triplet life.